Listen closely. I will tell you a story about the humans that you never forget. So sit down and listen. I say as I watch the young one sits down in front of me as I start to telling the story. In the middle of the Galactic War, a joint aliens alliance with different species had their ships in the Armada and was engaging the enemies, guns firing salvos after salvos at the enemies. But the enemy's Armada was too great, and the alliance slowly losing their ship one after the other as the enemies fires back at them. On the bridge of the flagship, the Endurance, the captain watching the battle, and faced a hard truth that they cannot win.
Radio operator, contact the remaining ships. We are retreating. Get us out of here.
The captain say to a young radio operator as he stare out at the enemy's Armada.
Yes, Captain.
The young radio operator hailing the other ship, telling them to retreating. I was just a young Fanex, and my job was the pilot of the ship, as the ship have all kinds of races that work in it. I sat by the steering, watching the Armada slowly creeping towards us. I swallowed, my ears was twitching nervously as I hear the radio operator tell the captain.
Captain, the ships are retreating.
Captain nods and looks at me.
Get us out of here.
And I nods and answer, yes, Captain. I turns the ship around and plot the course to take us out of there as the FTL drive charging up an explosion rocking the ship. And I look down at my instrument. Captain! My voice was shaking as I see the FTL drive slowly power down. Our FTL drive are not working. I hear the captain cursing. It was something the humans do. I don't understand why, but I didn't have time to think on that, as the radio operator turns and faces the captain.
Captain, we are hit. The engineer are trying to patch the FTL drive up, but they need time.
The captain nods and looks around the bridge, thinking on to what to say. As he was about to say something, the radio operator tells the captain that a UNC ship are hailing us.
Pilot on the screen.
The captain say, and he turns to looking at a big screen above the bridge window. A human face appears.
This is Captain Gustav Johnson of the UNC destroyer Visby.
The captain looking at Captain Gustav.
This is Captain Paul Hamilton of the flagship Endurance. Didn't I tell you to retreat?
The captain of the Visby chuckled.
Yeah, you did. But we saw you got hit. So we are here to help.
Captain Paul sigh and scratch his head.
You damn old fool. Yeah, we need help. Our FTL drive are hit. We need time to patch it up. Can you give us some time?
Captain of Visby shows his teeth. That I understand. It's their way to smile.
We will give all the time you need.
The transmission ended, and I look at the captain. Captain, sorry for being bold, but are you sure a lone destroyer can help us? And beside it's old to captain.
Oh yes. Even if the crew and the ship are old, they are actually one of the best ships this alliance have.
I was looking at the captain, confused hearing him saying that, as the captain keep talking to me.
The captain of that ship have a nickname in the UNC, and the nickname is the Lion from the North.
I look even more confused because only humans give each other's nicknames. Lion from the North. What you mean? I ask, and the captain explained.
He got that nickname because he have won more battles than any other captain in the UNC.
I nod slowly, trying to understand as I look out of the window, seeing the Visby heading towards the enemies, seeing it move between them, like it was dancing hitting the enemies as their ships trying to hit it. I most say it was actually beautiful, I thought.
We need only few more minutes, Captain.
I hear the radio operator say, my heart was beating fast as I sits there getting ready to use the FTL drive. I saw something bright through the window, and I looked up my eyes. Wouldn't the Visby have been hit and their engine has stopped firing? As the Captain Gustav appears on the screen, he had wounds on his head bleeding. I see crew was laying in the floor hurt as others trying to help them.
God damn it. They got a lucky hit.
Gustav says as Captain Plow looks at Gustav.
You most stop. We are almost done patching up, so you should leave. You are so stubborn.
Captain Paul says, but Gustav chuckles and smiles.
I'm sorry, but we will protect you until we see you leave.
I was stunned hearing saying that as Captain Paul, trying to telling Gustav to leave.
Son, listen to me. We are a bunch of old guys in an old ship. We have done our share of battles, and we have won many battles too. But sooner than later, we will lose a battle. And sadly, this is the battle that we lose. But if we can stay alive to see you survive, it's the best reward we can ask for. So, Captain, we will stay until you leave.
The screen shakes as other lacer hit the ship. Captain Paul Cyan sits down in his chair looking at the screen. I see a light came on my instrument, and so I look down on the instrument, seeing the drive is operational. Captain, we are ready for the jump. I tell the captain. He looks at me and nods.
Okay, engage the FTL drive.
He says to me and I nodded, starting up the drive. Few more minutes, that's all we need, Captain. Is A to the camp. Tainesha looks at Guff Gustavs.
Okay, let's show them why. We are one of the best.
That Guff Gustav says, and the Visby start to shooting all around them, hitting the enemies over and over again as we watch them, seeing them fight them off until one of the enemy's weapon hit the Visby. Again that the ship stopped firing, the Gustav looks us.
Well, looks like we can't help you any longer. We are too badly damaged.
I look at her captain, notice his hands was white, because he grabbing the arms of the chair so hard as Gustav keep talking.
I hope we did enough for you guys. And may the winds take you home.
My ears twitching, hearing something sounds like talking though. It was singing. They are singing as they are about to die. I look at the screen, was expecting seeing people in fears and crying, but I saw them smiling. All those humans was smiling and singing. A bright flash comes through and the Visby was gone. The screen turns black. I looks around the bridge, seeing the humans who is on the bridge. They stand there silent, didn't move, just standing there. I saw tears running down their cheeks. I looks over the captain. He sat there with no expression on his face, but after a few seconds I saw tears in his eyes as he tried to hold them, in trying to stay strong for the crew. He looks at me, and with a little shaking voice,
Jump to the R Armada.
I nodded slowly and pressed few buttons as we jumped to the Armada. We arrived safely. Thanks for that old ship with her old crew, so we survived. So I can sit here telling you this amazing story. So you see, humans will sacrifice their self to help others, and I will always be grateful for the ship Visby and her old crew. As a shadow come over us is as a new destroyer crossing the sky, and I smile seeing the name on the ship as it calls Gustavos. Good luck, and keep protecting those who needs it. I thinks watching the destroyer disappear into the clouds.